voice is Bryce Leatherwood. Congratulations.
Celeb Secrets is talking to the season 22 winner of The Voice, Bryce Leatherwood. Bryce, how are you doing today?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm on cloud nine. I'm just so excited for what's to come now after The Voice. You know, this experience was once in a lifetime, and it's just so great to see everyone who was on the show doing so good now, and everybody's so happy to have been on the show, and for me to be carrying this big old torch for everybody who was on the show. So I'm just very grateful and very proud to do that.
I just want to ask the big question. I'm sure you've been asked this so many times, but when Carson Daly said your name, you know, the season 22 winner of The Voice is Bryce Leatherwood, what was that like? What was that moment like for you?
All I can say is wow. You know, during that moment, I was just soaking it in, you know, just like, wow, I made it to where the end of the line. So I was there with the last three, and man, it was crazy. It was crazy to hear my name being called, and I'm just so blessed to be able to represent so much more than just myself.
Yeah, it was so much fun watching you. So I want to talk about the cowboy hats. It seems in every performance you were always wearing one. Even there was one where you weren't wearing it, but you had it on the stand next to you. So it seems that these cowboy hats are pretty important to you. You know, where do you get them, and what do they mean to you when you perform?
I wear a cowboy hat. I ain't gonna. I've rode horses before. I've loved being around the idea of a ranch style of life, but the reason I haven't earned the repertoire for that, but I've earned the repertoire for wearing it for the country music legends before me, who wore one, like Hank Williams Sr., Hank Williams Jr., Dwight Yoakam, Merle Haggard, George Strait, Garth Brooks, because I think that's why they wore the hat too, was to represent their people, the blue-collar Americans around the world, and the legends of past. So I wear the hat for the people who work every day, and to represent them and the hardworking people of America that makes the country go around. So that's why I wear this hat.
Going into the competition, you knew if you made it, you'd have to choose a coach. Did you know that you were going to choose Blake as your coach?
Well, that was my intention, for sure, was to choose Blake. And, you know, but Gwen fought really hard, and so did John. So it made me double check myself and be sure that I was making the right decision. But then he broke out that beer cooler, and I was like, yeah, all right, this makes sense. So that was it.
Going along with that, you know, is there anything that Blake has said to you or any advice he's given you that will stay with you, you know, going into your future career?
Man, I think I've said this 1,000 times, but I'll say it 1,000 more, is be yourself. Be who you are, and don't change for nobody. You carry yourself in the right way, and you just got to continue to be who you are, because people love that. So that's what I'll carry with me to the day I die. So to Blake, thank you, man.
You know, a lot of fans have been like obsessed with some of the songs that you sang on the show. They've loved the covers that you've done. So are you planning on maybe putting out some of those covers or working on new music? I know you just finished up the show literally 2 days ago.
Well, first off, I'd like to put out original music first. Of course, on TikTok and on Instagram, I'll be putting out some covers that people have been dying to hear. So I'm gonna fulfill the request on those platforms. But you know, I think people are gonna be ready to hear this new old school sound that's combined with the modern ways of today's country music, but in the most respect to the classic way.
So earlier in the season, Blake announced that next season would be his last season on the show. So just going back to talk about Blake a little bit more, you know, what has it meant for you to, you know, win with him as your coach this season, knowing how long he's been on the show and, you know, how next season is going to be his last?
Well, you know, I mean, look at the guy's record. I mean, he's poured his heart and soul into so many artists. He's changed so many lives, and you know, having him as my coach has been incredible, and to see him go out on a high note, even if he doesn't win next season, to make him proud as a winner, it can only benefit me and benefit him. You know, I just want to make as many people proud as I can, who pour their all into me. And Blake is truly one of a kind. So very, very, very proud to call him my coach.
Absolutely. So we've got just one more question left. So since we are Celeb Secrets, I'm wondering if there are any secrets or behind the scenes moments. You've had fans watching the show the whole time, but what's something that you could tell them, like a funny moment that happened behind the scenes?
Oh man, well, just the jokes that we tell, and just the stories and the lies that we share. I mean, me and Blake, we just cut up, man. It's just like having your best friend in your living room. So we've had a lot of great jokes and telling stories and just laughing. And that's the greatest part of this whole journey with Blake, is just the camaraderie and just being friends and being good buddies.